sure my beer is cold. Oh, it is. It's cold.
All right. So yeah, let's do it from the clan room. We're clan members. We can do it from the
Our
clan
clan
room.
members.
Look, I'm number
Ooh,
42 because I haven't
42.
played. I haven't I haven't
Damn.
played yet today. I've got a
I
zero,
was gonna
goose
say.
eggs.
I was gonna say you're
There we go.
42 because of alphabetical. Because I'm
I'm
the
42.
26.
I'm 42, yes, because of alphabetical and because breakpoint. That's why I'm
That'll do it.
42.
Yeah.
That'll do it. All right. So let's kick this thing off.
Let's do it.
All right. So welcome to DZPD build. It's a build video tonight.
Nice. Build videos.
I don't know
Finally.
what is
Back on it.
this season 2 episode 4.
That's
These
correct.
seasons are killing me. I can't keep track of them. Yeah, season 2 episode 4. With me again, yet again, the one and only Negan Killjoy, ladies and gentlemen, the golden voice of gaming, right there in his
That's
backwards
right.
baseball cap. Negan later this evening will be
There we go.
adding X's to his name while he drinks
That's right.
Monster and
That's right.
he's gonna
So
drink a
it's
Monster Energy drink, put some X's in his
Mixed with
name.
red, though.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's
Go all
gonna
PvP on people. That's right.
he's gonna wreck some scrubs in PvP with his hat backwards
Yep.
and sunglasses. So
As I
look for
scream
that
ra-
later this evening.
That's right. As I scream to random internet people, get good, scrub, get good.
He's also he's gonna play some loud you know what do they call that?
EDM stuff.
Yeah, some sort of EDM. He'll play some sort of loud EDM into the microphone.
That's right. EDM
What do
or
you?
the other glitch stuff that they play as well.
I'm trying to
All
remember.
that scratchy stuff.
Dubstep.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
A little bit of dubstep.
That's right.
Make sure you add enough X's to your name, Negan. You're not really good until you add at least 3 X's before and 3 X's after.
Right. It has to be triple X all the way. It's the only way to do is triple X.
I highly recommend you alternate them between uppercase and lowercase, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Just saying.
Yeah. So I'll spend the next couple of minutes. I'm gonna find my my EDM music and stuff like that while you talk about what you're gonna talk about. So you do you, and I'll go rechange my name and everything.
What's your beer of choice this evening, Negan?
Tonight is Kanaha, which is from Kona Brewing, and it's a blonde ale.
Very, very difficult to pronounce.
It does, and I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly, but it's like Kanaha, so it's like Kanaha. Sounds like it's what it should be to me, but it's by Kona Brewing, which is apparently not actually brewed in Kona. Fun fact for you.
Really?
Yeah. If I recall correctly.
Where's it
I
brewed?
read a story one. I'm not sure where it is brewed, but somebody tried to sue them because they thought it was brewed in Kona, and when they found out the beer that they were drinking wasn't actually brewed there, they tried to sue the company, and because it's a part of a larger conglomerate. I think it's part of the same group that owns Budweiser, like AnBev or InBev.
Mm-hmm.
One of them conglomerates. So.
Yeah, they only sell one of Kona's beers here, and it's a coconut ale, and it's nasty. If I'm honest, but yeah, that's all they sell in Illinois from them. Not good.
Yeah.
I am. I drove through Wisconsin on Monday and Tuesday because I went to Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, and I came back.
And you survived, so you know.
Spotted cow, which is only in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah. New Glarus. This beer is famous because Tavern on the Green, which is in Manhattan, got busted out and fined millions of dollars because they were selling this under the counter for like $8 a can.
Dang.
It's illegal to sell it anywhere other than Wisconsin. So cheers.
So it's absolutely illegal to sell it outside of Wisconsin? Like Wisconsin government owns it, or how do they enforce that?
It has to do with pasteurization laws and the ways it's brewed. It's not allowed to leave Wisconsin commercially. So, commercially speaking, it cannot leave the state. Like a person can buy it and take it across state lines. Um,
I'm kind of hoping they can, since you're kind of admitting to that live and in person what you just did with that. So,
I did not. I'm not breaking any laws. No laws have been broken here.
okay.
But yeah, you can't sell it outside of Wisconsin, and you
Hmm.
can't commercially transport it outside of Wisconsin. And so, Tavern on the Green was sending somebody every couple weeks from New York to Wisconsin to get it, and then selling it under the counter for a ridiculous markup. So yeah,
Jeez.
it's
That's
totally not worth it. By the way.
yeah.
But I went to
That's not
college.
worth
I went to
$8.
college in Wisconsin, so like it feels like college to
Oh, there you go. That's a good thing. It's that
me.
that theory of scarcity that they make it sound scarce, so everybody wants it even more. So people were willing to travel for it. Isn't that some theory in marketing? I don't know. You might know about that a little bit.
Yeah, and it goes both ways, right? Because people, restaurants here do the same thing with Yinling, which comes from
Hmm.
Pennsylvania, but you can't get that in Illinois. And a couple restaurants I know of that sell Yinling under the counter for like 500% markup. So I guess it goes both
Jeez.
ways. But
Sure. It's crazy. It's like the old days, the
on
prohibition days.
Prohibition, right? Yeah, people are, but it's beer running, which somehow
Right.
just sounds way less cool, right? It's not nearly as cool as bootlegging. It's not like
No,
you're
no,
making
it's
gin in
true.
your bathtub and transporting it with your Tommy gun.
Yeah,
This is
especially
probably
since they're starting off with
hipsters
yeah,
with an
definitely
ironic
hipster.
mustache
That's right. Yes,
in an
the
80s
hipsters are sitting
BMW.
around. That's right. Hipsters are sitting around their '80s BMWs with the spotted cows they drove from Wisconsin. I bootlegged this. That's what I
I
did.
bootlegged it.
Ironically, drinking
Yep,
it.
yep, yeah. It's probably more like that. So not nearly as hardcore. On the topic of bootlegging guns and whatever, we should talk a little bit about some builds.
Absolutely. I'm actually
Our
excited
stream
about this
title
one.
tonight is merciless, because we're actually going to talk about the merciless, which is a gun exotic, that's had it's been nerfed and then buffed, um, since the game came out. At one point, it was like the only gun to use on chungas, because it ignored their armor and everybody loved it and everybody was putting merciless builds together, and then they nerfed it or fixed it, or I don't know how you want to look at that, and then everybody threw the merciless out or turned it into exotic shards, and and now it's
It
viable
was a
again.
sad moment.
So it was a sad moment. I had a pretty wicked merciless build back in the day and was pretty pumped about it, and then I think I finished mine like the week they fixed it,
Right. Of course.
and then
Yeah,
it
we were
was
doing a lot of
useless.
raids back then. Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, but now it's actually viable again because they buffed it quite a bit, and it pairs well with a couple talents, and so it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna break the build down for you. First and foremost, just for funsies, I'm running a really good damage rolled SA58 with Ranger Allegro and transmission on it. No reason for transmission. I'm not running a scale build. I don't need like rooted or anything like that. So it's just it was what was on there. But having a little fun with that gun, because they also buffed that gun. It's not like top tier or anything. It's just middle of the pack. But hey, it's not garbage anymore. So cheers to that.
There you go. Don't
Um,
want to put garbage guns on your builds.
I am running a pistol with protected reload on it. The reason for that is just because I like protected reload. So there's
Yeah.
that.
Get your bonus armor, which probably comes into effect at some point. It's kind of nice if you're reloading something.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll be
Switch stuff
be
up.
right back. BRB.
PRP.
I'm gonna go
All
to
right.
the BRB. I'm going to the recal bench. Um,
All right.
reason being, last night
I'll
right
talk to the
before I
vendor in
logged
here.
off
That's
Negan.
fine. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I can talk to you from here. Re- reason being, I last night right as we were finishing up, if you remember, I said I got a premeditated jazz hands um, shotgun.
That's right. I remember talking about that.
that the only one I can? Where's that coming off of? Oh, rip.
Live and in action recalibration.
Well,
What are you looking for? What are
no.
you trying to do?
I wanted to move protective reload to that, but I can't because it's not a shotgun.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm running protected reload just for the extra bonus armor while reloading, because I have to reload a fair amount. The linchpin piece to this is obviously the merciless. You have to have a merciless. Oh, look at you! How cute.
One
So the
gets bored,
merciless,
one
what
starts
the
dancing.
merciless? Yeah, apparently. So the real key here is actually the second talent of the merciless, right? Binary trigger. This weapon is equipped with a trigger that fires on trigger pull and release. Uses a lot of ammo. It's kind of fun. Guerrilla warfare is really what we're going to talk about. Pulling the trigger fires primer rounds that stay embedded in an enemy. Releasing the trigger fires a detonator round that detonate all the primers on the enemy it hits. Each primer detonated gains 100% damage per primer detonated. Only one enemy can have 5 primers, and at most 5 primers can be embedded. So the cool thing here, right, is like you can fire and then intentionally miss, and with the trigger release, so you can fill a guy up with primers if you want, or you can just fire, prime and then explode, prime and then explode. That's usually what I do. Only on heavies do I do the intentional missing. And so it makes them explode. So that's cool. Again, if it's not strong though, it does nothing. You'll see in a minute why it's important though. When we get to the backpack. On the mask, I've got an Overlord armaments mask because this is a rifle. That's merciless considered a rifle. And in this particular case, you're getting the 10% rifle damage from the first piece. I did roll damage to elites on this, 51%. I got some hazard protection going. Hard hitting, I only need one piece of hard hitting now. This is the piece I chose to have it.
And hazard
The
protection is kind
backpack.
of a throwaway stat on that one, because you rolled the
No,
damage on it, right? Or is there a reason for it?
I actually have a couple of those masks. I could have had health, but because I don't want to get wrecked by drones, I went for the hazard protection. Because I find that those exploding drones are really annoying, and I like to have a little hazard protection.
Yes, they are. Nobody likes drone spam. Nobody wakes up and thinks to themselves, you know what? More drones, please.
And as you can see here on the build, I have 99,000 health, right? So it's not like the max I could pick up health-wise on the mask is I think 30 something, make me 130,000 health, or I could get more. If I don't have that hazard protection, I literally have, I think, I have 20% from the Gila, right? Like, it's not enough. I really want more, so that's why I want hazard protection. On the backpack, I've got weapon damage rolled, total armor, health, destructive talent, because I want more explosive damage, right? I'm trying to stack. I want those explosions to be powerful. But here's the real trick. Spark. This is a new talent that came with TU6. 15% weapon damage for 15 seconds when damaging an enemy with skills or explosives. So the merciless just triggers that spark talent over and over and over again. So what you can do is you can actually cause an explosion, then flip to your other gun and get the bonus 15% weapon damage. And as it's expiring, flip back and cause another explosion. Pretty cool. Stacking on top of that, I'm stacking also Unstoppable Force. Got Hardened for some extra bonus armor here. You can see Spark has a requirement that's pretty. You have to have 9 or more reds. It's a lot of red. Unstoppable Force, you have to have 7 blues, right? So we're going to need blues as well. On the gloves here, I've got rifle damage and assault rifle damage with devastating. This is going to be my devastating piece because in order to get the reds I need, I'm gonna have to run a Gila holster with the 2 red mod slots. And here's where I'm getting all that health from Negan. 5% health, 43,000
Dang,
health.
that's pretty good. Pretty good place to get it from.
Yeah, it's. And then here's the other talent I'm stacking on top of this, which requires actually 11 reds, which is why I have an 1180. This talent's called Composure. While in cover, which as we all know about me, I like to be in cover and a little bit back, you get 10% total weapon damage. And I rolled armor on this piece, so 11% armor. And you'll notice it's China Light for an additional, that's an additional 10% explosive damage. And so I'm getting a grand total of, what is it, 40, 50% additional explosive damage off the China Light and the 1 piece of destructive. So I've got hard hitting, unstoppable force, hardened, destructive, spark, devastating, and composure as my talents. I've got 11 reds, so quite a bit of damage. You can see this assault rifle is almost 30k. The rifle, the merciless, is hitting for almost 50k. I have a pair of gloves with the. You saw the ones I have my assault rifle damage higher than my rifle damage. I actually have a similar pair of gloves that have that flip-flopped. So I can switch to those as well if I want, where the rifle damage is higher and the assault rifle damage is slightly lower. They don't have as good of an armor roll. That's why I'm running these ones. And
But
then
if
for
you
my
flip, if you flip those around, if you flip the gloves to the one with rifle damage, wouldn't that affect your play just a little bit? Wouldn't you play it just a little bit different? Or would
yeah,
you
I
play
mean,
it
I
the same
guess
way?
you'd favor the merciless a little bit more. Although I do favor them. Like for most content, I don't even barely use my assault rifle. Where the assault rifle comes in, like I'll wreck all the red bars with the merciless just because it's fun, and you'll see it's fun in a minute. But if you get a heavy, the merciless is not very effective against heavies. Very effective against dogs and robots. Not super effective against heavies still. So I stack a couple explosions on the heavy, and then I flip the assault rifle, and I just burn them to the ground almost instantaneously, which is great. It's really kind of fun. Um, yeah. So skill-wise, because I don't have any skill power, really, 565 skill power. That's all coming off the mod that's on there, or the battery that's on there. I don't really have a lot of skill power, like, uh, and I don't have any skill power for this either. So I'm running a bunch of healing skills, right? I could run a revive hive. Here I'm running a repairer drone and a chem launcher heal. I could run a revive hive and a chem launcher heal. Whatever, your skills aren't really important. You in the background there, Negan. I'm not gonna crush my can and throw it. Yeah. So that's the build.
You're not gonna be a true bootlegger, huh? You're gonna save the can. Nice.
Um, that's the build. So I want to show you how it plays. Because again, I find it. I was telling you last night. I think like I find this build as fun as a Pokeball build. It's a lot of fun. It's fun to spam explosions from a rifle. It's like a gun-based Pokeball build. The other thing, and this is the other key about this, right? So I'm running, you'd think rifle build, right? Like I should probably be running sharpshooter. That would make sense. No,
That would
I'm
make
actually
sense, but
running,
you're not.
I'm running demolitionist for the additional explosive damage, and because those explosions drop tons of signature ammo. So I can just constantly have like full signature ammo, and I get to use my grenade launcher anytime I want, except for right at the beginning. But after a little bit, I get to use my grenade launcher anytime I want, which is really fun. And at times when I'm clearing like tier 4 CPs, there's enough SIG ammo on the ground that I can unload my entire grenade launcher, run around for a second, and then unload it again from full all over again. And there's still pieces of grenade launcher ammo on the ground. So it's like, it's pretty cool, right? I mean, it's got a lot of advantages. So I really like it. Really want to show it to you. really want to say that I just discovered this room and didn't know it was here. Huh. Interesting. Never been in there before. That noise is annoying. So we're gonna go down and check out our favorite people that live south of here
Mm-hmm.
on the south lawn. I'll show you how this build works. Show you how I play it. Show you why I like it. And
And so how are you
show
going
you.
to play it? I mean, we pretty much talked about that you still like to run from cover. Are you going to play further back, or are you still going to play up front a little bit, or what's your strategy with it?
I'm gonna get mid range. I'm gonna get into cover, so I get that composure bonus, 10%. I'm gonna start
Mm-hmm.
with the merciless. I'm gonna start unloading the merciless into somebody. You can see that the boss here, I think, is a heavy. This is kind of fun. So you can see how that works. From a burn down perspective, I'm gonna go after the medic first. So you see he got marked up like that. Ooh. Now it's not gonna do, like I said, it's not gonna do much against the heavy. So I need to be aware that as he comes in here, it's gonna get punishing. You can see how quick it took that boss down, though, right? So now
Right.
I'm
That
on my
went pretty
spark.
fast.
Look how hard those 110,000 per shot on those rounds coming out of the SA-58.
Which is nothing to sneeze at or nothing to look down
No.
upon. Especially how fast you took down the big guy.
Yeah. So again, pretty exciting stuff right there. Very, very. And I really like it. I think it's a pretty fun build. It is very effective, I will add, in, really tough content. I've had good luck with it in heroic missions. I've had good luck with it um, in Tier 4 CPs. Negan and I made short work of a series of Tier 4 CPs last night. Like, really short work of it. Now, granted, a lot of that fell on Negan because he's a pro. But I think I was holding my own.
There we go. It's because it's my backwards hat. That's actually what put us over the top, was a backwards hat, which is why that's how I earned my triple X, is with a CP.
Yeah, but I think I was holding my own okay. I don't think it was like one-sided. I don't think I was useless.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
And you could see the difference as we were playing when the big guys came out and stuff like that. That the damage you were putting out on the big guys clearly made a difference as they were coming out and doing their thing.
Be interesting. I haven't even taken this. We should go take this thing into the shooting range. I have not done that. I don't know if I can trigger the explosions in there or not, but it'd be interesting to see how this does in the shooting range. Is it weird that I haven't been in the shooting range with this build yet? I think that seems strange. All of a sudden I said that and I'm like,
yeah, it does seem odd.
I test every build. Every build in the shooting range.
Usually right around the end of the night where you're like, hey, I need to get off and you need to spend the next 30 minutes of shooting the shooting range.
You know what, though? I've been having so much
goes.
fun with it. I've been having so much fun with it, I haven't even bothered. I put it together and I was like, man, this is a fun build. I just want to play. So I have not tested it. Yeah, that's weird. Gotta repent of that. We'll fix that now.
Yeah, let's fix that. So while you're getting down to the firing range, so recap the build since you're running down there, you're about to redo some stuff. So the key was a merciless, even though explain again what you talked about with it got nerfed, then it got buffed again. What was the buff again? What did they do to buff it?
So they kind of over nerfed it, right? When they made it they made it not bypass armor on heavies, they also reduced the damage on it, which made it weak. Like it was just bad.
Okay.
They gave it back some of its damage. Still doesn't bypass armor, but they gave it back some damage, so it actually hits pretty hard.
Okay. Well, and bypassing armor, they admitted that's not how it was supposed to work. If the bad guys have armor, right, you're supposed to have to get through that in the first place. But so that makes sense why they fixed it.
Yeah.
I did the air quotes.
Totally reasonable. Totally reasonable that they fixed it. All right, let's see how this goes. Main cover. Spike kicked in. Spike still kicked in.
You mean spark?
Spark. Sorry. I always forget that.
That's why the voice is here, to remind you of those things.
Damage last hit 159.
It's not bad with an assault rifle. 175 with your merciless.
All right, so I'm gonna dip out here and switch to just. I'm gonna put on a, because that's honest, not a super great gun. Or I mean, it's very fun, but it's very middling. So let me throw on a FAMAS and see what I can do with that.
There you go. For reference, I think I just shot off the moss.
And get in cover. Oh, that was not good because I got to get used to the recoil on that thing.
Still not too shabby as far as damage goes. And when that merciless hits, it hits pretty good. There you go. Now you got it dialed in. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Burt Reynolds' concentration face that you're seeing right there.
It is. Yeah.
It's required. It's in order to use a FAMAS correctly, you have to get a concentration face on with it.
Yeah, that is. Not gonna lie, that gun is squirrely.
Yeah, it is.
I've
been trying to run with one lately, and it does some pretty good damage and puts out some damage, but it's landing the shots that are fixing well to get the recoil pattern down.
Ooh. I got the holstered talent to kick in there on the FAMAS rounds, which is always nice.
Oh, nice. So again, you got your bottom row of icons lit up.
Oh yeah. A lot of buffs going on there, right? I mean, a lot. So again, you can see like it has like nearly damage potential, right? I mean, the thing just tears through tears through elite NPCs. So
yeah, it does.
So basically, that's the build. Highly recommend it. Good days. If what you want to be looking for is days if you don't have a merciless. Let me put it this way: if you don't have a merciless, you want to look for days when rifle is the targeted loot on an outcast mission. Because that's how I got this one. I had a merciless, but mine sucked. It was like I don't know. I got it when I was not even close to 500. But I got this it was like my third run of, I think it might have been the bank, on a day when rifle was the targeted loot of it. So, good way to get it. If you're looking for any of the targeted exotics, watch for each exotic is tied to a faction. watch the day that exotic happens to be the targeted loot for a mission that is that faction, and fairly good chance you'll get that exotic. So there's a little pro tip for you. Other than that, Negan, I think that is about it for tonight for me.
Did you want to recap
How
it
about
real
you?
fast? So you talked about the merciless. You talked about the buff
Sure.
and what they did. They fixed the damage. And just my friendly reminder, just go over it real fast, what you're looking for and what you decided to do with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with the specialization. You're gonna want to run the demolition specialization. In this case, by the end of the video, we're featuring the FAMAS as the assault rifle, but you can run any assault rifle with Ranger on it, I suppose. You probably are, I mean, you can't run Optimist, obviously. You could run Measured or whatever you want there, but I'm running Ranger. Um, you're going to run the Merciless. It's a requirement for this build. For a Merciless build, you have to have a Merciless. Just saying. From a mass
Makes a little
perspective,
sense.
or it's more from a talent perspective. You're going to want to have at least one piece of hard hitting. I chose to go with Unstoppable Force, but you could totally go with Berserk here. No reason not to. I mean, you could if you want. I just don't want to. Like, I'm playing back, so I'm not going to be damaged or injured a lot, so I don't think I'd get a lot out of Berserk, so I went with Unstoppable Force, but, whatever. You could always also go with Vigilance. If you plan on playing back and you're not thinking you'll ever be damaged, you go the other direction, go with Vigilance. That would be strong here, too. But also for Hardened, for extra armor in this particular case, because I am running Unstoppable Force. You're going to want to have Destructive, and you very obviously, again, need to have Spark on your backpack. I wanted one piece with Devastating. I want that bonus Composure for being in cover, 10% damage for being in cover. Any two pieces of Overlord for the rifle damage and total armor. One piece of Fenris for the assault rifle damage. Again, bonus armor and hazard protection coming out of the Gila. That's really, the Gila pieces are only there just because if you're looking, I got 19 total stats here, right? I need a lot of reds and a lot of blues. So, that's the reason for the two pieces of Gila. Went with the Gila again on the holster because of the 2 red mod slots. And I'm picking up a ton of health from it. One piece of China Light to give you that bonus explosive damage. So again, you're stacking explosive damage in order to buff the merciless explosions. And that is it, Negan. That's the build right there.
Does it? Good one. I like it. Like I said, I was actually excited about hearing about this one. So just out of curiosity, how much of an adjustment do you think, because it's a rifle build, do you think it could play as a sniper build, or because it's based off the merciless, you'd have to tweak more than just a couple of the items? Is it a good basis for a sniper build?
Sure, absolutely be a good basis for a sniper build. I would probably put Araldi on it for a sniper build, like a couple pieces, just to, have a little bit of Araldi. I'm putting stacks of explosive damage on there. Do you see that damage last hit? Look at that. 4.8 million damage last hit.
Jeez. That is sick damage.
Do you see how I'm doing that? I'm pulling the trigger, then bouncing off. And now I'm going to fire the primer. 4.8.
Done.
It's pretty funny, right? Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, you could totally use this as a basis for a sniper build. I think really the key to the sniper build at this point is going to be Araldi and then the composure talent and the spark talent. So the merciless has no requirement. So as long as you're getting to that 11 reds, it's not like you have to run Unstoppable Force. Again, I think if I were to run a sniper build and I thought I really was going to play that far back, I would probably run Vigilance or Perfect Vigilance.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Perfect Vigilance chess piece in my stash. That's probably what I would run. And honestly, because if I wasn't going to focus on the merciless, I don't know that I'd worry about the China Light. I think I would actually try and get it to be Fenris knee pads, probably with a red talent on them, because I wouldn't really care about armor. And I would try and get one. I guess you can't do that. Grants. I think that's an active talent. Never mind. I was gonna say I would try and get patience and composure, but I don't have that. Oh, but I do know what I would try and get. I would try and get composure and hard hitting on Fenner's knees, so that I could run concussion on the map. Headshot. Headshots grant 15% headshot. That's how I would stack up even more damage.
There you go.
Build, right? That would be the way I would do it. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll put a Nemesis build together.
There we go. Another exotic
build would look. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that for you.
Yeah. No, like I said, I was actually excited to hear about this one, the merciless, and it matches one of my styles. I've been running the berserk build lately, which, as you've mentioned a couple times, running. It's not usually my style. I'm not usually the one out front taking the damage or face tanking. So this one, I have a merciless somewhere that I actually want to see if I can mimic what you talked about today. So
when you say build, not really not really your style, I mean, like that's like an understatement. That berserk is not really your style. I just want to call that out. That
all right.
I recognize that is like not even a little bit your style, right? But
so
that's cool.
There's out of the box.
I like that you've been
out
doing
of the box, and then there's me. No, I can't even see the box anymore. That's how far out of my normal play style I am, is what you're saying.
I've enjoyed watching you run it, and I think you play it well. So there's that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, look at that last damage. Damage last hit 5.2 million damage. So if you're really looking to stack some damage up on a single target real quick, yeah, it's strong, man. It is strong. Very, very strong.
And to clarify, the way you were doing that was you were pulling the trigger, hitting the first shot, aiming away, letting go of the trigger so the second shot went wide, pulling the first shot, and that stuff. That's what you were doing.
Yep. That's
so just kind of a little rhythm that you get going.
I'm basically dumping. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dumping shots off, a couple at a time. You can be pretty effective even just doing like just do a couple of them. You don't have to that's gonna be 3.7. You don't always need to hit 5, right? Like you can do whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's a good rhythm to get into 5.2. Good lordy, lordy. Or as they say, what we should say is mercy, mercy.
Yeah, mercy, mercy.
All right. Well, good job, Burt. Another good build.
Yeah, I don't I didn't look anything up about whether I know people are running this build. I'm sure people have optimized it better. I know a lot of people run a merciless build using 4 pieces of Negotiator's Dilemma, and I'm sure that's strong. But I built the build the way I like it, and I like it, and I'm happy with it. So I wanted to show it to you, Negan. Yeah, cheers, man. And
cheers.
I think you get to sign us off.
All right.
So
on that note,
I leave it to you.
See ya.